All right, everyone. Welcome to the Victory Post podcast. And today we're going to be talking about 1stPhorm Legionnaire Program. And for those of you who don't know what 1stPhorm Legionnaire Program is, my great friend John is going to be talking more about it. So stay tuned. So, John, I want to welcome you to my podcast again and thank you for coming.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother. Like I said last week, it's an honor to be here on your podcast. Meeting 2 years ago, who ever thought we'd be on the same podcast talking to each other right now?
I know, right? I know, right? It's been an amazing journey. We all learn from each other. So let's continue to do that.
Of course.
Um, so, John, today, as I said, we're going to be focusing on the Legionnaire program. So, for those of us who don't know about what the Legionnaire program is, can you introduce that a little bit?
Yeah, it's really just an extension of 1stPhorm and when they believe in and their mission. So their mission is to help as many people as possible to get real and long-term results, right? Really just
Yep.
changing the world, creating a better world environment for us. So it's really just they're bringing on people to help line them up with their core values to help people down the road.
Okay.
So
So,
we're really just coaches really just trying to align with their mission and help as many people as possible.
all right. So, helping people get real results, that's 1stPhorm. That's what they do. So
Exactly.
and as you can see, we are representing, 1stPhorm. We are representing. So
Exactly.
yeah. So yeah, we all love this company because they've done a lot for us. We've been able to learn from just not just the Legionnaire program, but also learn from like the elite athletes and everyone within 1stPhorm. So we want to shout out to 1stPhorm. This video is for you and for everyone that wants to learn about 1stPhorm. Okay.
Exactly,
So
man.
so let's continue, John. I think the next question that comes up in my mind is, what does it really take to be a Legionnaire?
It takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of hard work and grind, just like any kind of business that you're trying to run or anything that you're trying to do in life, right? But speaking of the core values, like I said, it's like a good company creates that for you. That way, it's something that you can always fall back to when you're thinking when the road's getting tough for you and you think you can't go any further. If you're always going back to your core values, you got something to fall back onto,
Yep.
and you can trust the process and know that you're heading in the right direction. So one of the big things is you got to have is perseverance, right? Regardless is you got to things are getting tough, you got to keep going, you got to keep being persistent, and the other part of that is just believing in your mission. Like it at some point in your mission you're not going to have the support that you think you're going to have, whether that's from friends, family, whoever it may be, and you're going to be sitting there standing alone. If you don't believe that you're still heading in the right direction when you're standing there alone, then you don't really truly believe in your mission. So that's the importance of believing and standing behind your mission and trusting the process, man.
All right. So yeah, that's good. That's good. It takes a lot, and as John mentioned, core values. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's not just for companies. It's for we individuals. We have to have a core value because if you have the right core values, only then would you be able to say, okay, this environment is for me. Like, for example, this is the girlfriend I want to date. This is the way I want to go. It all boils down to your core values. Okay. So, and you can't have different core values and say, okay, I want to go work for 1stPhorm who have different core values. No, you can't. Your core values have to align with the company's core values. Only then can you drive their mission to succeed. Okay.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, John, thanks for sharing that. Now let's move on. We want to have fun with this. We want to have fun with the Legionnaire program. Okay. So, what aspect of the Legionnaire program do you think is very challenging?
Yeah, it's very challenging, and it really depends on you, right? Because there's so
Yeah.
many people who come within the program. I mean, you got single people, you got single parents, you got people who might already have their own business, people who are working full time. Me personally, I already have my own personal training business. We talked about last week about what I do already. So trying to add something on to your plate basically makes that a whole lot challenging if you're not, but it doesn't become challenging once, like you said, you can align. If your core values are already aligned with the company that you're working for, then it makes things a whole lot easier. But if you're trying to do two different things, you can really make it really challenging on you. So you got to make sure that you're staying on the mission, and keeping focused on what really matters, and it becomes a lot less challenging.
Okay. All right. So at the beginning, if you start the Legionnaire program, right? Um, you do have to put in a lot. You do have to put in a lot. Okay. Can you tell me um what sort of things is expected from you coming into the Legionnaire program?
So they do a great job of setting you up. They don't just leave you, they don't just throw you the wolves, right? Say, hey, go do this. They provide a lot of education for you, a lot of training. You get your own personal coach you get to sit with every single week and go step by step by step through the process until they can really trust you and where you're at. And then but it takes you acting on everything that you're learning, right? Because knowledge is power, but it's useless if you're not acting on it. So
Yep.
it really takes you learning all the information that they provide you and going out there and acting it. Because I could have a lot, I could be a coach with the most knowledge in the world, but if I'm not doing anything with it or getting people results, then I'm not really that great of a coach, right? So
Yep. Oh yeah.
that's the greatest thing about the program, and they even hold you accountable to that. They don't just say, all right, here it is. This is what you need to do. And then there's no accountability behind it. That's the point of getting with your coach every single week is say, hey, did you take care of these tasks? Did you take care of these tasks? Well, if you're not in a position where you're becoming successful within the program, you can always say, well, you're not taking care of this. And we're not moving on until you take care of this part. So
Yep.
I love the program just for that, the accountability piece, because no matter where you're at and anywhere, we all need that accountability piece, right?
Oh man, we all need that, man. We all need that. Um, so yeah, so that's a very great information. Um, so what if I really want to be part of the Legionnaire program? What if I can't really um what if I work maybe 12 hours a day, right? 12 hours a day, and I don't really have the time. However, I believe that I can do it. How what advice will you give me?
Well, that's the thing right there. Like the Legionnaire program is not for everybody. So it's just something that you have to come in with 100% the mindset that you know this is what you want to do
Mhm.
and that you're actually going to fall in line with everything. Like I said, we talked about the core values, the
Yep.
mission of First Form, and then go from there. If you're coming into it just like tippy toeing and not really doing the work and applying yourself to this, it's going to become a very hard challenge for you. So,
Okay. So um, as we said, we've all been around First Form, and John is a sponsored trainer for First Form, so he knows more. But again, it all boils down to helping the company achieve its goals, right? So you have to make sure that the moment you come up with the fact that you want to work for First Form or be part of the culture, you have to give in everything. That includes that if you're working 24 hours or if you're working 13 hours a day or 12 hours on average, you have to make sure that you can give in some time to First Form in order for them to help you achieve your goals and also help them achieve their goals. Okay,
yeah,
so be
exactly. And
mindful, be very mindful of that.
yeah, and you can come into the program. You can just be a coach, regular coach, regular Legionnaire in the program, and you can stay there if you're happy. But
Yep.
if you want to get to the point where you're progressing within the company and do a bigger role within the company, you really do have to come in 100%. Otherwise, you won't keep excelling. But it really just depends on the person, how far they want to excel. Like me, I have that personality where I join something and I'm all in 100%. I'm gonna give it my all no matter what. And I think that's just from my background of being in the military for 20
Yeah.
years.
Yep. So yeah, so that's very good information. So for those of you listening out there, this is what it takes. It takes a lot. And of course you can just be in the company and be helping people. But if you want to move up the ladder, you do have to put in work. Okay, and first from as John said, First Form doesn't really leave you hanging. They will provide you with educational materials and stuff. So one of the core values for First Form, if you don't know, is keep learning. So they provide you educational stuff. You got to keep learning. You got to keep advancing that mind of yours. So thank you for sharing this, John.
Hey, no problem, man.
Yeah, yeah. So now let's move on. Let's move on. I'm sure some of our audiences have questions and they're gonna ask later on. But for me, I wanna ask you this question. Um, how is the Legionnaire program programmed for everyone? How is it programmed? So when I get in, how is it programmed?
It has changed my life completely. And I'm
Okay.
not just saying that. So, I became a personal trainer, health coach, retiring from the military, and I had been coaching for a while, probably up to about 7 months before actually, finding First Form and joining them. And the difference from what I see when I started and the road I was heading down becoming a coach to everything that they've taught me since, it's complete night and day. Like I wouldn't be the coach that I am today, and I wouldn't be helping as many people, and I'd probably be still a little bit more selfish and selfish, which is another one of the core values that I just would not be where I'm at.
Yep.
So I owe a lot to First Form. It's not just being within the program, being sponsored, but it's just the way I've been able to help people and go that extra mile for people, which is again another core value of theirs, is
Mm-hmm.
just it's taught me so much more.
Okay. All right. So that's very nice. Very good information. Um, so now my next question for you, John, is I know I've seen a lot of people that, when I was in Missouri, a lot of people come to me and they say, "Hey, Kweku, we see you post a lot of first form stuff, and especially, you promote it, you trying to get into the elite athlete. What what does it take, and can you tell us more? But so and I was in Missouri, right? I was in St. Louis, and since First Form is based in St. Louis, it's kind of very saturated, right? So now that I'm in Arizona, I can be a Legionnaire, okay? However, tell me, if I want to be a elite athlete, right? What does it take for me to be an elite athlete? Do I need to be part of the Legionnaire program, or can I come from like somewhere not knowing what the Legionnaire program is and just post videos about First Form, just buy their supplements and share my views on their product and all that stuff? What does it take? Do I really have to be a Legionnaire, or can I just get the elite athletes from anywhere in the world?
The answer is you both. Probably you probably maybe could become a lead athlete just coming off the streets, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the chances are a whole lot harder because think about it, you're working for a multi-million dollar company
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to invest in you to represent their company. And they got to make sure, like we have talked about already, that you're aligned with their core values.
Yep.
Could you imagine sponsoring someone and then finding out their core values don't match with yours whatsoever? And then that'd be a bad situation for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
to be in the Legionnaire program, like I said before that, I wasn't near the coach that I am now. And it definitely would benefit you more than anything to jump in the Legionnaire program to even further along educate you on their mission. Like you said, always be learning and learning better to be a better person for you, not for you, but also the people around you. So if you want to become a sponsored athlete or anything for Force Form, becoming a Legionnaire is definitely the first step you need to go.
Sweet. Very good information, guys. Um, so my next question: What if I can become a Legionnaire? Can I still become a sponsored athlete or an elite athlete for First Form?
Yeah, I truly believe you could. Just by, like I said, no different than becoming a Legionnaire and aligning yourself with the mission and following the core values of First Form. I believe if you're a person who truly embodies the core values on your own already and you align with it, I truly believe you can become any kind of elite athlete with First Form. Like I said, they set up things so well that they can see right through people, whether you're
Oh
truly
yeah.
aligned with them or not,
Yep.
and they're not just going to take anybody off the streets.
Yep. Okay. All right. Good. Good information. Good information. Um, so it's been my dream to be a sponsored First Form athlete. So all this information is aligning up very well. So thank you for sharing. So the next question is: So once you get into the Legionnaire program, we all know we've spoken about this, that you have to put in the work, right? You have to put in the work to move up the ladder. All right. So now I want to move up the ladder. I put in so much work. Now I want to be a sponsored trainer, right? So how do I go by becoming a sponsored trainer?
Yeah, I know we're going to get into it more next segment as well,
Yep.
but you want to, just like anything and anything you're doing in life, I mean, I'm sure even in your own personal job, if you want to become that next manager or whatever you want to become in that next level, you just always have to be out working everybody regardless. Like when other people are taking time off, you can't be that person. You have to
Yep.
live, eat, and breathe that job. Number one, getting people results. Like if you can truly take all the information you're getting, applying it, you'll be get people results like crazy. And that's kind of how I've been able to earn my position as a sponsored trainer. Number one is you got to get people results, then you got to be able to apply that and show that you can continue to do it over and over and over.
So, John, I want to thank you very much for coming over here and, not just teaching us what the Legionnaire program is about, but giving us a lot of examples and how to really be a good Legionnaire. Okay, so before you leave us, John, can you please give us three advice or tips on how to really become a Legionnaire and how to move up the ladder in the Legionnaire program?
Number one, you have to believe in your own mission and believe that no matter what, you're always heading in the right direction. This road's going to become grueling. It's going to be a grind. You're going to have doubts. You're always going to have self doubts about yourself, whether you can accomplish it. But if you're always staying true to yourself and your own mission and aligning yourself with somebody else's mission, you're going to be able to accomplish this. So that's the best tip I can give you is just always believing. That's my number one core value, and I'm always going to stick by that.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that. And everyone, I want to thank you all for watching. And I hope that you guys did learn a lot from this program. If you want to be part of the Legionnaire program or 1stPhorm, I want to thank you very much for coming and watching this video. So, John, to you too, thank you very much for coming. And hopefully next week we will have a very good program for you all. So, thank you again and see you soon.
Thanks, brother.